Assalamualaikum and salam sejahtera. My name is Annwar, and today I want to present my research topic, Religiosity indicator as part of subjective well-being for Muslim migrant workers in Malaysia oil palm plantation. And I'm from University Science Islam Malaysia. Over the past decades, interest in study of well-being has grown and increasing in literature that encompasses a wide range of issues and approaches by researchers. This has provided multiple approaches of evaluating well-being. There are numerous reasons why many studies conducted in this field. For instance, studies by Ding et al. In 2022 and Shia et al. In 2016 indicated that different in religious belief and different in culture influence subjective well-being. A study by Kitayama et al. In 2020 indicated that different culture between American and East Asian people display different expectations of well-being. The influence of social and culture is supported by social culture theory by Lev Vygotsky that view children acquire value, belief, and knowledge through communication with knowledgeable members, in 2023. Thus, he has opened a new variety of perspectives and approaches on this subject. Despite of the numerous research in well-being, researchers suggested component of religiosity and spirituality is very significant, as evident in previous researches. For instance, studies by Perez et al. In 2018 indicated that religiosity and spirituality have strong relationship to people in many countries, particularly in the area of well-being and quality of life. A study by Cook in 2015 indicated that religiosity and spirituality influence health. Plantation sector has contributed to the influx of foreign labour in oil palm plantation to fill up the undesired job. Rosalina et al. In 2018. In this aspect, the quality of well-being among migrant workers are alarming. This is evident by the recent international and national report of labour misconduct towards migrant workers. For instance, oil palm in Malaysia is recognised as good produced by forced labour and child labour under TVPI report, US Department of Labour 2020. The latest trafficking in person TIP report in 2021 downgrading Malaysia to Tier 3 by US Department of State 2021. Prevalence of forced labour among oil palm plantation in Malaysia is 0.8%. 8 out of 1,000 oil palm workers were involved by Ministry of Plantation Industry and Commodities in 2021. The quality of life among migrant workers in general has been a phenomenon. This is evident by recent studies that suggest that migrant workers are exposed to abuse and exploitation. For example, study by Ritos et al. In 2020 indicated that psychosocial risk at work is higher among migrant workers compared to native workers. A study by David et al. In 2019 indicated that migrant workers are among the vulnerable group because the incapability of the government and society to safeguard them by all means. According to International Organization for Migration in 2019, one of the methods to assist the affected migrant worker is by recognizing the importance of religious belief in the vulnerable migrant symptoms, treatment, and recovery. In this aspect, religiosity and spirituality cannot be separated from the field of labor within well-being domain. It is part of nature and culture of human beings, as evident by current study below. Study by Chyairreil et al. In 2019 indicated that relationship between religiosity and spiritual well-being in developed country is positive and significant. And study by Perez et al. In 2018 indicated that religiosity and spirituality have strong relationship to people in many countries, particularly in the area of well-being and quality of life. In this context, the bearing of religiosity and spirituality among ASEAN countries and Malaysia in particular is more impactful as Eastern country culture are more profound to religion compared to Western countries' culture. Therefore, this study aimed to explore religiosity as one of the indicators of subjective well-being for migrant workers in the oil palm plantation. Among the primary objectives of the article are to explore the indicator of Islamic well-being among Muslim migrant workers in oil palm plantation in Malaysia and to develop an integrated model Islamic well-being for the purpose of understanding quality of life among Muslim migrant workers in oil palm plantation in Malaysia. There are two main streams of well-being. One is the hedonic well-being, where the morality or potential cause of action lies in desire to increase pleasure and decreasing pain by Huta and Waterman 2014 and Josan Lu in 2013. Another one is the eudaimonia well-being, where it indicated that living a life in accordance with virtues by Chyairreil in 2008. There are a few theoretical underpinnings. One of it is theory of human motivation by Maslow hierarchy of needs. So Maslow indicated that there are 5 needs, starting from psychological needs, safety needs, love and belonging, esteem, and lastly self-actualization. Another theoretical underpinning is subjective well-being by Diner in 1984. He indicated that there are 3 main components: life satisfaction, positive affection, and negative affection. Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development or OECD countries had introduced a comprehensive framework that includes various indicators and elements that are able to assess well-being in the multiple perspective OECD in 2011. Under OECD well-being framework, there are two domains: quality of life and material conditions. Under this domain, there are 11 indicators: income and wealth, job and earnings, housing, health status, work and life balance, education and skills, social connection, civic engagement and governance, environmental quality, personal security, and subjective well-being. Despite OECD framework for well-being is portrayed as relevant for developing countries, one of the neglected items is religious belief. During OECD Global Forum on Development in 2013, one of the key points is one item that is often included in lists from the other cultural context is spiritual and religious belief. For many people in many different cultures around the world, the ability to hold and or to express their spiritual belief is important for their well-being. Although this is also an important consideration for people in many OECD countries, this type of issue has been avoided in formal policy discourses. According to Islamic perspective of well-being, Al-Ghazali in his book Alchemy of Happiness indicated that true happiness will be achieved by adapting knowledge of self, knowledge of God, knowledge of this world, and the knowledge of the next world. Al-Ghazali 1909. According to Ernest and Kula in 2020, the two important perspectives to examine the relationship between religion and happiness are personal happiness based on the individual point of view and from the creator. Therefore, Makasih Ashar is proposed as a framework to measure well-being. Abdul Razak et al. 2020 and Kadir 2020. The five dimensions are religion, din, intellect or mind, al-aql, economy and wealth, al-mal, prosperity, al-nasal, and life and health, al-nafs. Abdul Rasul et al. 2020, Kadir 2020, and Kamali 2018. Among the vast difference between the OECD Wellbeing Framework and Makasih Asharia is Religiosity indicator. The methodology for this study using qualitative approach to explore the relationship between migrant workers and well-being and to gain insight and understanding of phenomenon. Two type of data collection. First, expert interview to get an opinion regarding migrant workers and well-being and verification of the current issues. And the last is interview with the migrant workers. There are two stop being developed. First is data saturation and theoretical saturation. Saunders et al. In 2018. The expert involved are from Department of Labour, Peninsula Malaysia, Malaysia Palm Oil Board, International Labour Organization (ILO), and academician expert on law, migrant worker, religiosity, and spirituality. The migrant worker involved in this study, they are under this occupation under MASCO 2020, such as 9211-22 Palm Oil Harvester. All the migrant worker need to pass the screening test which adapted from CJ Kecakapan Bahasa Melayu bagi warga negara asing SKBMW published by Majlis Peperiksaan Malaysia in 2015. The objective is to assess whether the migrant workers are able to listen, understand and communicate in Bahasa Melayu. Initially, there are 25 migrant workers signed up for the interview session. However, only 21 migrant workers passed the screening test. There are two types of analysis conducted by using NVIDIA version 12, which is word frequency and thematic analysis. According to Reisberg et al. In 2018, word frequency was described as an observation of high-frequency words that were processed more efficiently compared to low-frequency words. It will help the researcher to focus on specific words and serve as a connection between ideas, concept, and belief for the portrayal of qualitative ideas. Vasconcelos Silva et al. In 2013. Among the most frequent word used were Alhamdulillah, kerja, kehidupan, agama, kawan, bersih, pendapatan, selamat dan hubungan. The frequent word were meant to signify the general pictures in each study which can be related to certain indicators such as religiosity, clean, income, safety and social. For example, the word bersih or clean is associated with environment that has been part of the indicators of OECD framework. This result reinforced findings from the literature review and expert opinion regarding the indicators of being and furnish a valid sign about the emerging themes. Thematic analysis was used as a technique to explore themes from the content of the interview. The transcript interview were read a few times to identify the semantic and lengthened meaning in the text and later assigned to a quote. The code is segregated under category according to their seniority. For example, under codes esteemed there are workers' rights, freedom of movement, and freedom of associations. Even though there are a lot of interesting findings during the interview, this article is focusing on the religiosity aspect. For example, under religiosity, we have the cleanliness, facility, leisures, and adequate house space and coping. Religiosity. This finding was in line with the principle of happiness by Al-Ghazali and Farabi that indicated true happiness could be discovered when turning to Allah. Al-Ghazali 1909 and Mahdi 1962. At the same time, some of the experts were agreeable with the view of Muslim scholars. For instance, one expert said, the religious practices are important to fortify the inner strength of the migrant worker. As far as family is concerned, migrant workers in Indonesia are not allowed to bring in their spouse and children to Malaysia. The strong relationship with God is vital for them to fill in the gap and to support the emotional needs. Apart from that, diversity and spirituality are also important in safeguarding the relationship between the co-workers. A mutual respect between co-workers, particularly while practicing their respective religion, is pivotal in ensuring well-being of the workers are preserved, as per interviewee number 4. The response from the American workers were mostly in tandem with the view from the expert. They are highlighted that diversity play a major role in their life, not only in aspect of economy, but in other areas such as social, psychological, and subjective well-being as well. This had to do with the concept of Islam as a way of life. It meant that Islam is being a part of everyday life for the migrant workers, such as the halal food and gaining halal income, contributing to zakah, performing various religiosity and source of coping. The evidence could be found through the interview with the migrant workers. Example like in undercoping, kalau saya masa itu membuat saya itu terkesan sangatlah hidup tak selesa. Sekarang ini hidup memang penuh dengan liku-liku. Tapi Alhamdulillah dengan doa dan usaha saya menjadi lebih baiklah. Dalam keadaan posisi kehidupan macam itu, setiap doa, Alhamdulillah adalah doa yang terkabulkan. Tak semua doa terkabulkan dulu sebab tunggu masa dia dulu, kena tunggu interviewee number 2. Under life satisfaction, saya sangat-sangat puas hati. Sebab saya selalu bersyukur itu saja. Apapun kalau kita tak bersyukur, puan apa yang dapat tak ada. Kalau kita tak bersyukur, memang tak pernah cukup, itu saja. Interviewee number 3. As a conclusion, the religiosity dimension is considered as one important indicator to better evaluate the subjective well-being of Muslim migrant workers. The period of migrating, living, and adapting to their destination country have brought out undesirable challenges to them. Those challenges can be in many forms, such as exploitation, debt, or excessive workload, and adhere to rules and regulation. Despite those challenges, Muslim migrant workers often depend on religiosity as a way to seek comfort, coping mechanism, and uplifting their spirituality. Hence, the religiosity indicator must be included in the overall assessment of subjective well-being, since religiosity is vital to them as part of their lifestyle. The whole concept of well-being is invigorating on the idea of religiosity is part of their life, and they use it daily through religious activities such as praying, fasting, and zakat. Therefore, it is crucial that religiosity is to be part of the whole assessment of subjective well-being. Thank you.